happening over here? Is Iskall like gonna teach us something here? Okay, so this was quasi-connectivity here, right? That's what we're looking at right now. Okay, we got Iskall on Discord, my friends. We're gonna enter Iskall's classroom. Okay, Iskall's classroom. Teacher Iskall. Hold on, let me just get my. Hello, Teacher Iskall.
Hello.
Hello, I brought you an apple today.
Iskall man.
Iskall man. Okay, so, dude. Help.
We actually have a little bit of a failure here, which is why I can't demonstrate this to you.
Okay.
The desired way of wiring a piston from above is this way here using a slab, and that is to prevent the piston being powered by BUD. BUD stands for block update device.
Okay, block. You see, I never knew that, but that really actually helps with the understanding. I thought it was named after, like, I don't know, Dinnerbone's buddy or something.
The observer is basically a block updater.
Okay, so
block
the
update
observer is
detector.
like the physical manifestation of BUD power.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, that's starting to make a bit more sense. Did you guys know that? I didn't know that BUD power was block update. I didn't know that. Let
me show you another example.
Okay.
And I'm not entirely sure. I haven't built one of these in a long time, but I want to say Etho himself actually was the one to come up with this. But if these still work, this is a much easier way to represent, I suppose, what a block updater is and why they are so useful. But I'm not actually, like I said, I'm not actually sure if these still work. They may have been patched.
Whoa.
At some point. Okay, this here is a block update detector, and this was designed by Etho.
Okay.
If anything updates next to this piston here, this one here, should be powered, right? It should be powered because
it's got
the
a redstone block next to it.
Is powering the block. The redstone block is powering the dust that's powering the block. This piston should in reality be powered, right?
I see. Mm-hmm.
But every time it gets powered, the redstone block goes over here, shuts this signal off, powering this torch, which powers this piston and pushes the block back. That happens in the same game tick, and so this piston is not checked. This piston is not checked a second time, and so Minecraft doesn't realize that this should be powered until it is forced to realize it. And the game works this way, that any time something is placed next to the piston, anything is placed next to the piston, it checks for an update. And it powers the piston. It realizes, okay, boom, I should be powered, and it powers it, and then the cycle continues. This is the original BUD. And I think, Etho has to correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this was invented by Etho.
Okay, cool. So this is basically an observer.
This is, a little bit like an observer, because obviously what you can do is you can take a redstone signal here. You look at the redstone wire.
Yeah.
And to make this super, super obvious, we would need some block that actually updates itself. Let's get a furnace, for example. I don't know if it works in a furnace. Furnace is
Iskall man saves the day.
Different. Here, let's see. Let's place down a furnace.
Okay.
Oops. Place down a furnace next to it. Let's say that we now light this furnace to burn something, right?
Okay. Yep.
That's an update, and you saw the redstone go. So Minecraft detected when the furnace started burning. Now we have to wait for it to burn out.
Oh, so...
And then you see we get another signal.
Yeah, and an observer block, you would stick the observer block, behind the furnace, and it would do the same thing as this is doing now.
Yes.
That's so
but
awesome.
once we didn't,
That's so awesome.
we didn't have observers. So this is a block update detector. But things can also be BUD powered, which means that, like this piston is, I mean, it's a clunky expression for me to understand because it doesn't really make sense, bud powered. But what it refers to is a block that should be powered but is not doing anything because it's at a state where it needs an update from the game.
Okay.
Okay, so that's what Etho means when he says it's bud powered.
Right.
Okay, so back to this. Now I can't find, I don't know if it's too late or if I've had too much rice today. But basically the correct way is both, but the desired way would be the slab way.
Okay.
And the reason for that is because this piston here, in many situations when you have pistons like this, they can get locked at a state where they are down here, powered.
Okay.
And they're locked by this full block here being fakely powered.
This one over here that's above it, this one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And the only way to fix it is to block update it. But with this scenario here, the slab is not transferring the redstone 2 blocks down, which this block here is essentially the full block, but the slab only transfers it to the next
so hold
level.
on. Let me understand this concept of powering, because that's what Etho said. He said it can power 2 blocks down. So let me understand this, okay? So when the redstone dust gets powered by the button, this block gets powered, right? This one, that gets powered, and this block gets powered, right? Is that what you mean when you say 2 blocks get powered? It's the block, the piston is also the block that gets powered. Whoops. Is that correct?
Oh, you actually did it there. You actually managed to bud it there, whatever it was you did.
Oh, hi, Etho.
I couldn't resist.
There.
Okay.
I budded it now.
Oh wow. Okay. Well, listen. The school of Hermitcraft Redstone is kicking in, man. We got Professor Etho in the house.
All right, Ren. The easiest way to understand this. Are you ready?
Okay.
Here we go.
Can you get a piston for me, Iskall?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I should have cleared my inventory. So, you see this?
I do, and that should not have done what?
Okay, so right now this piston is being powered by that redstone block diagonally.
Quasi.
That's what we call quasi.
Okay, can we explain why?
It's a bug.
It's a bug, yeah.
Okay.
A bug that we do not want them to replicate Bedrock on.
I
It
see.
would be
So
very
in the
bad.
code,
Very bad.
is this piston looking at this air block here, or the air block underneath the redstone block? Like, why is it? Is it just a bug, or is there an explanation for it?
Redstone,
it's a bug, but
redstone can power up to 2 blocks away from itself.
Okay.
Which is a little strange. So if you think it has to travel 1 block this way and then 1 block down to the piston.
So theoretically speaking, it's kind of powering this air block and thus powering the piston.
Yeah. It can power through the air.
I see. Okay. That's now that I understand that, it makes a lot more sense.
So it's actually being, like, in the game, it should be powered, but the piston doesn't update.
Okay.
It's not till it gets a block update, like, let's say I put down a power rail. Then it realizes, oh, I'm being powered, I should extend.
Okay. So to help me understand this a little bit more, maybe you can just explain to me what a block update is. Because I think that's as soon as I understand what a block update is, it'll all start to make sense.
So that's what I did over here. If you look at this block update detector again, the reason this piston is not traveling back and forth, which it essentially should because it is being powered right now, is because it will only do that if the game tells this piston to do something, and the game will tell the piston to do something when it gets a block update. So we update the block. This piston over here that Etho is standing by, now I updated that piston. I just made the game aware that something happened next to the piston. The calculations had to say there's a block above me now. Right? So exactly the same here. Okay. There's a block above me.
So a block update, Ren?
Yeah.
It's if any block next to this piston changes. So a piston has 6 sides to it, right? Up, down, left, right, left.
Back, forward.
And if, let's say I move a power rail, that causes the piston to check to update.
Am I
Do I
powered or
need to
not?
change states now?
So in the code, like this piston, every time something happens next to it, the code has to update, essentially.
Yeah, whenever you place or break a block, it always makes the block next to it update or to recheck its state.
Okay, chat. Does that help you guys? Because I know there's a lot of people struggling in chat right now. That helps me a lot, I have to say, because now that I understand that whenever anything happens around a block, that block updates. That really explains to me why there's quasi-connectivity. Like, that really helps me understand that.
Yeah. And because this redstone block was diagonal, when I remove it, it doesn't update the piston because it's not next to the piston. Does that make sense? So I removed it,
one
and
more
it's
time, Professor Etho.
okay. So is this redstone block next to the piston, like on any of the sides?
Nope.
No. So we can remove it, and the piston still stays extended.
Oh, of course, because it's not getting updated now.
It hasn't been updated yet.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
if we
yeah,
remove
yeah.
that power rail,
Now it gets
then
updated. Now
the power
game
rail
has to
updates the
update-
piston.
Yeah.
You get it?
Yes.
So
okay.
Ren, now we're gonna throw a celery in the mix.
Oh
Uh-oh.
God. Put
With
your
cheese-
salad
So-
bowl away, Iskall. Don't
So
bring
knowing that
celery
this
into
is
dude.
knowing that this is a